When this all started, I was motivated to run for office, and I said that there are 3 key issues that bring me forward to run for office. The debt, and the debt. I think there is no bigger problem facing our country than the debt. And as government absorbs more money, private business has less money, and you will not get useful jobs created until you leave more money in Kentucky, leave more money with businesses. Now it's about competing visions for the world. Those in Washington, including the president, think that government is the answer. I think government's the problem. They say, well, we just need to spend more money. We need to stimulate the economy. They spent $1 trillion stimulating the economy, but you know what it equaled in jobs created? $413,000 per job. I don't think many people got a job that paid $413,000. And people say, you want to balance the budget. How are you going to balance the budget? I said, well, why don't we start with the $20 million they're spending on signs to tell us how they're spending our money. You've seen those signs everywhere. American stimulus plan, here's your money. $20 million in signs. That's how crazy it is in Washington. In 2008, they audited the budget. $72 billion was unaccounted for. The Congressional Budget Office looked at the budget and $100 billion worth of waste was found, and they're a nonpartisan group. Citizens Against Government Waste has seen hundreds and hundreds of problems in the earmark program. It's not big enough to balance the budget, but the symbolism of the earmarks is enormous. $2 million to study why pigs stink. Now, you think that Homeland Security would be immune from the earmark abuse. But recently they had a Homeland Security audit, and they looked at a bill, and in the state of Indiana submitted 8,591 earmarks. But you might say, well, they were just protecting Indiana from terrorism. Well, you know what? There were a few items on there that stood out. There was money for the Mule Day Parade, the Amish popcorn factory. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Have they no shame? I personally think that you cannot elect enough good people to change the system. I think myself, Andy Barr, Todd Lally would be good additions. But unless you have them either obey the Constitution or have a new rule that says they have to balance the budget, it will not change. You have to have rules that are enforced. For the past year, I've gone around the state and I've said, Washington needs to learn something about Frankfort. It's not perfect here, and there are complaints in our state, but Republicans and Democrats bicker back and forth, and in the end, including Alice Forgy Carr, they have to be better, and she's a good one, but they have to be better because they have to balance the budget by law. For a long time, we had the restraint of the Constitution, but unfortunately, they disobey, ignore. My father once said that on the House of the floor, there are 2 arguments that will fall on deaf ears and that they will not listen to you for. A moral argument or a constitutional argument, and that's sad. We can change this system, but it's going to take new blood. I'll give you an example. Several of you I know were here. We were inside the rotunda. There was at least 300 people, and it was right after the health care bill passed. And we were asking Attorney General Jack Conway to file a lawsuit or to join the lawsuit of 16 other attorney generals challenging the constitutionality of the health care bill. And so we started chanting, "Where is Jack? Where is Jack?" And it was echoing through the halls, and we never found him. He did show up, though, on the national news the next day. Actually, I am sweating just a little bit. He shows up on the national news and he said, "I've got a copy of the Constitution, and where in the Constitution does it say that you have a right not to have insurance?" Oh my God. I'm like, say, Jack, what law school did you go to? He's got it completely backwards. The Constitution enumerates certain powers that we have given to the federal government, and that's what they're supposed to be doing and nothing more. The Constitution says, very explicitly in the 9th and 10th Amendment that those powers not given to the Congress are left to the states and the people respectively.